This is the homework help video for problem 8-63. It states, write an equation for each polynomial function based on its roots and end behavior. You do not need to find the stretch factor. Okay, so just remember on this one, we do not need to find the stretch factor. So looking at letter A, we've got a function, looks like it comes down, comes up, back down, and then up. And it's kind of hard to see which one's the x-axis on this problem, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of bold it in a little bit so you can see it. There we go. And as we look to identify where it's crossing the x-axis, right, we know that it's crossing here. Looks like it's bouncing off right here, and then it crosses right there. So starting out, okay, let's see here. It asks us for our end behavior first, so we can say that it is going up, up. And that tells us that it is, well, it has a positive orientation, right? That's because of the right side. And it tells us that our degree would be even because the end behaviors are the same. Now, before we write down our degree, let's write down our roots. We have a single root at -3. We have a double root at 0. And we have a single root at 2. So if this has a degree of 1, this has a degree of 2, and this has a degree of 1, when we add them all together, we get a degree of 4. Now we'll look at writing the equation. We know the equation is going to be y equals. We don't need a negative because it's got a positive orientation. And we will say, I'll start with my x, right? Because if this is a double root, right, our factor would be x squared. Our factor from -3 would be x plus 3. And our factor from where x equals 2 would be x minus 2. And there you got it for letter A. Let's jump in and look at B. So B, if we trace it here, you see it kind of makes a little step there. Comes up, comes down, then back up, and then back down. All right, I'm going to draw in my x-axis just because it didn't show up very well when it printed. But this is where our x-axis is, which means we can see right here we've got -2, and this looks like it's a triple root. We have a single root here at 0, and then it looks like we have a double root at +1. Okay, our end behaviors, we've got down, down. So we know that we're going to have a negative orientation because of the down on the right side, but we'll say down, oops, got to be able to spell it, down, down. We know it's got to be even since they're the same. So let's look here, right? This is a triple root, right? So there's 3 there. We know that this is a single root, so it only counts as 1. And since it bounces here, we've got 2. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So we know the degree is 6. So we'll write out -2 is a triple root. We'll say 0 is a single root, and then we'll say at +1 it is a double root. And then writing out our equation, we're going to say y equals. Because we have the negative orientation going down to the right, we'll put a negative. And then we'll say times x plus 2, right, because that's where this one's coming from, to the 3rd power. And then times an x minus 1. And we'll raise that one to the 2nd power because it's a double root. And there are our answers. I believe that's it for worksheet H8-3. If you have additional questions, please make sure you reach out. Thanks for watching.